Okay, that's good.
All right, you are on with 28 students from Madison County Schools. So you can go ahead and introduce yourself, guys. We are now joined by Courtney Richardson.
Hey guys, how y'all doing this morning? My name is Courtney Richardson. I am a 22-year-old recent graduate from Auburn State University. I got my bachelor's in psychology back in May 2020. I'm also the assistant manager at Planet Fitness Snatches, and I also am a wraparound facilitator at Bruce Counseling Services.
Cool. Now we actually just watched a corporate video of Planet Fitness on what all goes in a usual club, and I was talking about the growth of the company just in the last few years because in Jackson, when you were in school, there was one location. Now there's five in Jackson. In addition, there's a location in Hattiesburg, Natchez, Oxford, Starkville, Meridian, and Tupelo. So just talk a little bit about your journey to Planet Fitness, because when you were telling me, I was extremely impressed on how you got into it.
So it's actually funny how I started. I actually just decided that I needed a job during college. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna work a little bit until refunds drop. Okay, so if y'all don't know what refunds is, that's just basically money you get back from going to school. And then I was gonna quit working. I was gonna say, all right, that's it. But actually, once I started, it's just like I fell in love with the atmosphere, the people. Me and my manager got really close. And once I started, I was just like, I think I'm gonna just keep doing this a little bit longer. So around, I want to say April. No, it was February. I was talking to my boss and I was saying, hey, about April, I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and get ready to pack my stuff and get ready to go back home. And he's like, okay, well, what if I give you more money? Would you stay? And I was like, of course, like of course I'll stay. And so after he said that, he talked to me about the position. And then we went ahead and interviewed for it with the district manager, ended up getting the position. It was actually my birthday present, so that was really cute. He gave it to me for my birthday. I signed the papers on February 17th, and then my birthday was February the 18th. So it was a nice little birthday present.
Now you also talked about you went to Alcorn for something completely different, and now this is a company that you moved up in. So we do have some students on online with us that really want to go to Alcorn, and that's great because I think it's a great school. But how did your plan change with being offered a position in Planet Fitness?
Um, I love Alcorn. I do. It's just the small class teacher student ratio that was amazing. You have one-on-one with your teachers. And I was also blessed enough to have work study while I worked with clinical psychologists. I had a licensed therapist in there, so I got a lot of great insight in my field. And they set me up with that, but it's just like I didn't know that in order to make money, you had to go to graduate school. And then one of my teachers made the statement one time, if you don't have financial support through graduate school, it may not work the way you want it to. So I was thinking like, okay, well, maybe if I just go ahead, start making money, start saving my money, then I can be the person to put myself through school, if that makes sense. So this is a salary job at 22. Most people don't have opportunities like that. Most people go back home with mom and dad and trying to figure it out. So I was just like, well, I think I should just take this opportunity and then it'll be able to help me, which it has, working down here has helped me get something in my field. So I was just thinking about future and also present, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. And I remember your senior year here at Velma Jackson. They always had this thing: start with the begin with the ending in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's a great example of that. Now, what was your original goal when you went to Alcorn? What was your original plan for the degree?
The goal was to just go get my degree, and then after that, I wanted to go straight to graduate school, get my license, my master's, and then eventually end up counseling somewhere, preferably in the college scene. That's because that's where I shadow, and I really like that area. But like I said, and then COVID hit too. So I also did not want to go to school where it was virtual. I felt like counseling was a one-on-one clinical type
Oh,
in-person
absolutely,
thing.
absolutely.
So I definitely felt like doing this class from a Zoom call was not for me. I'm more of a hands-on type of person. So I just had to ask myself, do you really want to have your education right now? And I didn't. Like, I know that doing this type of work in school, I would not have been the best counselor I could be if I was in face-to-face.
Yeah, and this virtual class that we're in now, it's been difficult for everyone. So
Yeah.
I definitely feel you on that. And that's funny you said that because we just got through talking about this. We watched a video about the uh, the clinical psychologist and the school psychologist, and now yeah, they do make really good money. But you're right. That I'm glad you said that. It does take advanced training. It's not something you can get an undergrad to start doing.
No, you have to go back to school.
And also, I also said, if you're going to go to college, don't just get a psychology degree just to get a degree. That's not a degree you can just use willy nilly. That's one you really have to have a plan for if you're going to have. Am I correct?
Like, most people think that it's a very easy degree, and it is for the first year or two, but after that, it is not. It's it's difficult. Like, I know in my junior year, I had a 25-page paper due on an experiment that no one has ever thought of before.
Wow.
It's just like, how am I supposed to do that? Like, I spent a whole semester writing that paper. So it was definitely a challenge. It was a challenge, but it's not working now.
Oh, absolutely. Now, let's talk a little bit about Planet Fitness. We saw in the video how it's really geared toward educating and training just the average Joe. Just the casual gym person. So, uh, what did you start out doing there, and what are some things that you do now on a daily basis?
So when I first started, I was just a member service rep, where basically I was just cleaning, making memberships, giving tours, things like that. Now I still do the same thing. I try to still, make sure I do those things, but I also make the schedules, I interview, I hire, I do inventory. I Me and my manager have several calls a week with corporate. Our CEO, we have different franchises, so we have meetings with our CEO. Then we have member complaints. I have to make sure my team's okay. So that's what I do. Runs reports every day to make sure we're bringing in enough money, how many members we have, what's our percentage, and if we're dropping. And now we need to see what we need to do to see if we can get our memberships back up. So that's what I do on a daily.
So what you just mentioned involved marketing, accounting and finance, management, and it sounded like it had some IT skills as well. Wow. Okay.
I'm an all-around person in there.
No, and that's great. So how important, and I know the students get sick of me saying this, how important is it to have technology skills in high school and college? Because I already know, how many software programs do y'all use to run all these reports all the time?
Man, we have something called Data Track. That's going to be our completely for our members and POS system, which is point of sale. So we still have people working there now that struggles, and they've been here for like 5-6 months, struggle with how to use that stuff. Especially our older people, they don't really grasp it as much, and that's fine. We don't try to be rude about it. We understand. But my boss, he's really good with that stuff. I'm trying to learn it. So if y'all can learn it now, go ahead. But he's really good with spreadsheets and Excels and comparing numbers. So I try to shout out him to kind of see what he does on a daily basis, because he's been praised by our district manager so many times, just the way that he handles his data. And I struggle with that, but I'm trying to get it because I know eventually I'll have my own club. So I know they're going to want me to do the things that he taught me.
Yeah, and And with the growth of the company, you'll be able, and you say you want to be a general manager of a club, you'll be able to do that anywhere in the country, right?
Yeah, so they actually offered me a Texas club. It hadn't been built yet. They're going to start building it soon. So hopefully, preferably, I'll be able to go ahead and learn as much as I can now. And whenever they start building it, I'll be able to transition over. It's on the border of Mexico, so I'm really excited about that. I'll be able to have my own club and go to Mexico for lunch. Super exciting.
Brownsville, Laredo.
El Dorado.
Right. Okay. That's actually a really cool place to live.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you more about it later.
Okay.
So how much of the actual training of using the equipment have you learned?
Before we first started, we had to go through a training where we literally went through every single machine and we used it. But what's cool about it now is we usually have a trainer and they would show people how to use the machine, so we never really had to worry about that. But due to COVID, we are the ones that have to show it now because we don't have a fitness trainer. Um, we don't have one because of money. Basically, that's another person you have to pay 40 hours and budget hours for. So if we're not really using them, so it's no point of having them right now. So once ours decided to leave due to COVID, we just decided to just hold off on it and we'll just be the ones to show them how to use it. But they also offer something on the app, which is really cool. You can just scan it. It's a little barcode on there. You can scan it and then it'll show you a video of how to use it. So we don't do too much of it, but we can if we need to.
Basically, you know how to do every single thing in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Now, could you fix the hydro massage machine if it broke?
No, we cannot. We actually have people come in. This one guy particularly just for the black card spot. He comes in every so often. We actually just had to order like 40 gallons of distilled water just so he could come and change the water. Like it's so much that goes into running that place. You'd be surprised.
That's awesome. Now, and we do have several Velma Jackson students on with us right now. So you can just talk about, as somebody that graduated from Velma Jackson in 2016, how how you made the most of opportunity, because one thing I hear a lot is I went to, I'm at Velma Jackson, they don't care about us, and I'm not going to be able to do this and that. I mean, you're a great example of some of the great alumni that we've had over the last few years.
I know that it's going to be challenging. I know that our story is going to be different from the rest. I understand that. But you really just got to have your own drive and your own motivation. You have to ask yourself if this is going to be the reason why I fall behind, or if this is going to be the reason why I continue to drive forward. Sometimes we know our situations. I didn't grow up with a lot of money. So I knew that for whatever I had to work for it. I live by myself. I have my own car. I just bought a new car. I just bought a 2020 vehicle, and my mother didn't help me with it. She couldn't help me with it. So, I had to realize and also ask myself, okay, Courtney, what do you want? What do you want? But no one can help you with it. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to take this position, because it was financially stable. I've never just been financially stable. So there's no golden path that you're going to follow, okay? Like, you're going to have trials and tribulations. It's not going to be easy by any means. It's not going to be easy. But you just have to ask yourself, what do you need? So when in terms of going to college, ask yourself, can I go to Mississippi State and sit in a class with 100 other people and learn? Or do I want to go to Alcorn where I can sit in a class with 20 people and have a one-on-one type interaction with my professor? Then you have to ask yourself, when you get ready to go to these jobs, you have to have recommendations. How can someone give you a recommendation if they don't know you? They won't. They're going to tell you no. So network, introduce yourself. Now, if you want to go to state, go ahead. If you want to go to a bigger city, go ahead. If you know that you have that personality to do that. But coming from Velma Jackson, Alcorn seemed fit for me because it was a small school. And I still, to this day, can call my work study bosses and my professors and say, hey, I need a recommendation. And they periodically check on me too, even though I graduated. They still say, hey, how are you? How have you been, Courtney? Like, it's good to see you. come see us sometimes. Okay, I can do that. So you have to ask yourself things like that. And then financially, do not put yourself in a situation where you cannot afford school. Loans are okay. I have loans, but now I have $30,000 worth of loans that I have to pay back now, starting this month actually. And it's just, I can pay them, that's fine. But just if you don't have to get them, don't get them. If Alcorn offers you a free ride or Jackson State, they say, hey, we'll pay you to come to school. All right, well, I will go there. I know it may not be your ideal place, but it's going to save you some money in the end, I promise you. And then it's valuable education. Like Alcorn has great education. Although it may seem like a party school, and so does Jackson State, they have really great programs. You just have to get in there and say, okay, party your first 2 years. Okay, I'm not going to tell you not to party. I did. Have fun your first 2 years. Junior and senior year, though, it's time to buckle down. It's time to get serious. It's time to say, okay, what's next after this? And then also just find your resources. I actually did get something called the HELP grant, where if you have 20 and above, they should give you.
Yeah, the HELP grant is really pushed, and that's a great grant. I agree.
Yeah, so I actually had that, and then you're probably like, why do you have loans then, Courtney? Like, I did take extra loans that I probably didn't have to get, but I did it. It helped me get my first car. It's okay. But that's why I have to pay those loans back. But overall, that help would have just been enough by itself. I just wanted something extra to put in my pocket. So just definitely look out there. It's definitely scholarships that you can get. And even MTAG is just a lower version of the help. I think that's $1,500. Anything is going to help, whether that's a $500 scholarship or a $15,000 scholarship. Anything will help you. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Coach Piger has my number. You can just reach out to me. You have to say something.
No, you're the third straight Alcorn night we've had in class. Yeah, so the Alcorn people have really been representing, and I think what may push some people away is that some people, and some of your classmates even told me this, is that they said, I don't want to go in HBCU, or I don't want to go to school in the country, or other things like that. So what would be the biggest pros to go into Alcorn? Because you're right. I'm a huge fan of the educational programs they have there, and I also did some crazy stuff when I was in college as well. But you are correct. But they need to know also, don't just go to college just to go. It's not just something just to you need to have a plan on doing that.
If you don't see it benefiting you, you don't have to. Like this job, I didn't have to have a college degree for it. I got it actually before I got my college degree. So it's just, whether if you want to go drive trucks, they drive trucks. A guy actually came into the gym the other day making a membership. He told me he made $2,900 that week after he took out gas and insurance. $2,900. Not a month, a week. That's more than I make in a month. I'm just like, wow, okay. So if you want to do that, build your own business. You don't necessarily have to go to college. But in terms of Alcorn, like you said, it wasn't that hard for me because we're from Belma Jackson. We're in the country. It's nothing too much different, I promise you. But as far as just going out and stuff, we used to party in Port Gibson, so it was like 15 minutes away. It's not bad from civilization, I promise. Like you're 45 minutes from Nashville, 45 minutes from Vicksburg. It's not too far from anything. Okay. And then they have everything you need on campus. They have it to where that if you need something personal or groceries, they will go. They have that in the bookstore 9 times out of 10 that you can go ahead and get.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that.
Yeah. So whatever you need, if you need deodorant or toilet paper, anything like that, they have that. And then the last is Alcorn actually set something up where you could donate stuff, and then people who are less fortunate could actually come in and just shop around, and those are free. Oh, so they have it to where you'll be okay, I promise. And then they have these things where certain campus, they would drive you to stores if you need to. It's just like they have different programs to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, it's hard to get an Uber in Lorman.
Exactly. It's probably be $1,000 for sure.
And I know you got to go to work, and we really appreciate you coming today. I just want to see if we had any questions from the students. We do have them from 5 high schools on right now. We got Velma Jackson, Madison Central, Germantown, Rosa Scott, and Ridgeland that are all in this virtual class. But I'll see if we had any questions. I know we have several that want to.
Okay. And I don't go to work till 12, so if y'all have questions,
You don't have to go to later today. Well, we're almost seeing if we had anybody, because I know we have several that want to go to Alcorn. Then we have one that wants to be a nurse going to Alcorn, and then we have Solaria Chester, Miss Chester's daughter, on with us today, and she wants to go to Alcorn. Okay. So we do have a few.
So I do want to say our nursing school is top notch.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's in Natchez.
Yes. So you would go to Alcorn for the first 2 years, and then you go to Natchez.
Yep. And we have one that she's dead set on being a nurse and going to Alcorn, and I think she'd be great at that. So.
And all of my classmates who went to nursing school, they all work in hospitals now.
Yeah. It's in demand. I'll give them a chance to ask any questions, but I ask every person this that I have, no matter in person or in class. As somebody that grew up young Black in Mississippi, and still young Black in Mississippi, and even though you had the plan to go to Texas, which is so cool. And about 75% of our students that are on with us today are minority, and we have some Chinese and Spanish speakers as well. As somebody that's a minority in Mississippi and becoming extremely successful, what is the main advice you can give to these students in similar situations?
Patience. I've dealt with a lot of things. I've been called a lot of things there, and it's funny because it actually happened the other day. People will come in and be so rude to you. I've been referred to as that young Black girl, and I am a grown woman. So, it's going to be something that's something you got to get used to. It's going to happen. I'm sorry. It's going to happen. And you will have people that you're saying everything you need to say to, and you're trying to explain something to them. And it's just because your skin color is the reason why they don't want to talk to you. So now if one of my team members who just a member service will come over and say something, the same thing that I said, oh, that's fine. They don't care that you're in management. They don't care. They throw their cards at you. They throw stuff. They throw their money. And it's just, you just got to stop and say, hey, it's okay. And then you can't take it personal. You can't. Like, that guy came in and just so rude to me. And I felt my blood boiling. I was like, oh my goodness, and then I had to just stop and ask myself, hey, Courtney, are you gonna let this ruin your day? Or are you gonna have a good day like he was having before he came in? I'm not gonna let this ruin my day, because that's what people want. They want you to be upset, and they want you to not be able to perform your job so you can get out of there and maybe somebody else can come in. So don't give them what they want. Don't give them the upper hand. You just deal with it. And as management, you're going to handle a lot of situations, and you just have to stop sometimes and just breathe. And also leave work at work. People say that all the time, leave work at work. Whatever happened in that gym today, you leave it in there, and then you go home and you just de-stress. That's the one way people go completely crazy, is just dwelling on situations. You're going to have those people that feel that way about the people, and that's your skin color. But there's nothing you can do to change it. That's a learned behavior. There's nothing you can do to change it. Only thing you can do is just do your job, and then whatever you can't do. The reason why I love Planet Fitness is a chain of command. So if it's nothing that I can handle, I'm gonna just send you over to my boss and let him handle it. If he can't handle it, then we'll go over to that. And that's just one thing he does not tolerate, is people that treat people different because of their race. And 9 times out of 10, he's gonna not even want to talk to you, because that's just so disrespectful. But just get ready for that. Like no matter where you are in life, where in Mississippi, it's going to happen. I'm sorry. And then if that does happen to you, I know we were sheltered a lot when we were younger. The first time I had that happen to me when I was here. So I didn't know how bad it was until I started working here. So if that does happen to you, you need somebody to talk to, just give me a call. Like it's okay. Like we'll get through it together.
Well, and I'm glad you said that. Well, one, I can't. I mean, that took a lot of courage to share, but I think that that also goes to the fact of what a great environment they what a great environment they are in the Madison County schools. Is that at the end of the day, they aren't going to experience that stuff until they actually um, leave high school. But it is a sad reality, and I'm glad you're able to share that, and I'm glad you knew that when you were at Belma Jackson, you had a great environment there.
Yeah.
And I know we're almost out of time, but and we thank you so much for doing this. But just real quick, as far as employment at Planet Fitness, you have to be 18, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the when you turn 18, the clubs in Jackson, by the time, well, these are all ninth graders, but COVID will be over by that point. But they're always looking for help, right?
Yes. As an interviewer, please just take it seriously. Do not come to an interview with your jeans on and a hoodie. Like I know this is a gym, but please be professional. I've turned plenty of people around just because of their attire. So
Oh,
please,
absolutely. Oh, big time.
please take it seriously. You'd be surprised. Last guy I interviewed last week, he actually said a curse word in his interview. Like, and I'm just no, please, like, please, please do your research before you apply to any job because they're going to ask you, what do you know about this company? So just do your research before, dress professional, speak very well, and then you should have a job, as long as you carry yourself in the right manner.
Yeah, because I know that there's 5 locations in the Jackson area, and I know that they're always hiring.
Yeah, we're always looking for help. I actually have an interview today. We have 3 today. So
Yeah.
we're trying to get some more people in.
So yeah, and like you said, even if they just want something to do, starting out as a paycheck, it's a great place to get experience. So
Yeah, I'm pretty good about working with people that's in college. Majority of our staff is in college. I worked while I was in college. I had no problem doing my homework up there. They had no issues as long as I got my work done.
awesome.
We realized that it's a transitional place for a lot of people. Transition from college to career. One of our members, our old teammates, he actually just went to the Air Force. So we
Wow.
know he just worked there until he got his orders. So we know that it's a lot of people just here for, a season, and we're okay with that. We just want to help you get through that season. So it's okay to apply if you're in college. I think they'll work with you. I know we do. If they don't want to work with you and you come to Alcorn, just come talk to me and I'll be able to work with you.
Yeah, because we have several that want to go to Alcorn, and by the time they get there, you'll be long gone. But I'm sure the atmosphere of the company is not going to change.
Still be able to call back and say, hey, I have this person that I want you to hire for sure.
Well, I appreciate it, Courtney, and again, and you make Velma Jackson so proud. You have no idea how proud we are of you at Velma Jackson. You're a great example of a great alumni we've had, and Madison County Schools is lucky to have you. And we're so glad to see the things you're doing. And it's and we appreciate you talking to our young people today.
Thank you. Well, like I said, if they need my help, just give them my information, and I don't mind talking to them. Thank you all for having me. I'm so honored. And I wish you all the best. Y'all stay safe out here in COVID, and if you need me, just let me know.
All right. We'll see you later, Courtney. Talk to you later.
See you later.
Bye.